Hello. This is gonna be very, very weird. So this is me. This is Tavin. I guess. If you haven't heard my voice reveal, boom, explosion effects, crazy, right? So yeah, this is me. I am the guy behind all of these long plays that we've done in this channel for holy shit, 4 years. I cannot believe it's been that long, and it started all the way back, I think, in 2022 with Mega Man 1, which, I'm playing right now. I guess, wanted to do a little nod to how it all began, But yeah, let's stop stalling. Let's just get to what matters. This is kind of I guess a sad video for a few people. Uh, Basically, we are ending this channel for the foreseeable and indefinite future. Um, so here's what's been happening. Uh, as you know, I've been doing this channel for a while. Basically, it's been my archive for all of the games I've been playing over the years. So, like I play everything, I record everything, and then I post them here. And I had been doing that for a while, throughout 2022, 2023, and 2024, and a little bit of 2025 as well. I want to say, like, I'm not too sure on the dates, but either way, like, it's something I was doing like sporadically as I was playing through a bunch of games. And I want to be honest, like, the reason I did that is because I always loved the sort of like game series format on YouTube, right? Like, I remember when I first discovered YouTube, I was like, the only thing I was checking out was like a bunch of let's play channels where people had all of those game series that I could like watch and basically see like whole games. It was always so fun, like the idea that people would do like a bunch of little series. It was like watching TV, but like video games, and I got to see like people just going through a bunch of games, both games that I had played and games that I'd never seen before. It was really awesome, and you know, I guess like when I started watching it, I would most of the time watch people who like did 100% playthroughs of games, people who like basically got everything there was to get in every single game they played, because I thought that was like super cool. Like, oh, they mastered that game. That is so fun. And that's something that I always carried with me a little bit, like the sort of completionist mindset. And it's something that for this channel I try to do a little bit of as well, where like most games that I play here, I try to do everything there is to do in them and collect everything. Except I guess games that I do like for the very, very first time, and I have like little to no idea how they work. I sort of try to abstain from that. But most playthroughs have a very completionistic mindset, I would say. And yeah. But over time, I will say, what I started valuing more in people playing video games is uh, not necessarily them just like being good at the game, just knowing where things are, just playing through every possible nook and cranny of the game and obtaining every collectible optional item, but rather their experience with that game, like what that game made them feel, how was their thought process during that entire event that was experiencing that video game. I think that's so much more valuable to me as a person nowadays, and something that I very much enjoy seeing people going through, because I think it just adds it's just like, I don't even know how to put it into words exactly, but I feel like it's a very human event. Just getting to see like how someone responds to something that you've had a former experience with, like the same experience, but how would someone else react to it? Maybe you can like re-experience your first time with something, with a particular work of art, through the lens of that new person. I think there's a lot of value in that. It's something so enjoyable and powerful to do, right? And I will say the funny thing about that is that uh a few years ago I started doing streams on basically my main channel, where I did speed runs and a ton of stuff back in the day. I started doing streams where I started got to share my experience. Like I'm a very, you know, talky guy. I talk a lot during streams. I like to basically expose my thoughts and my entire, you know, mindscape as I play a particular video game. I like sharing everything and making basically making my experience the forefront of the stream. Just making sure that you're not coming there to get like a playthrough of the game. You're coming there to see my playthrough of the game, like what I went through when I was playing it. I think that's like the best part of streaming. And when I started doing that, and like, of course, I was also recording and reposting all of that here on this channel. I guess it just sort of dawned to me on how much is lost from basically the experience when you just upload the game. Because like it literally loses sort of everything that I enjoy about it, and I guess I never realized it as much as I did than when I started streaming. So, let's say I'm playing a visual novel, for example, like, I like to bring up this example everywhere because god damn it, I hate that game, it's so long. But we played 100 Line Last Defense Academy, which is a game that has 100 endings. It's a ridiculously long game. It's some I don't even want to talk about it, but it's a crazy game. And we played the entire game on stream, and then I reposted it here in its entirety. It was a total of, I think, 40 something episodes, all of them ranging around 10, 11 to 12 hours. It's, you know, a lot of content, and it's so empty to like look at those videos in this channel here, and they don't have any of my commentary, any of my insights or theories or like freakouts during the long play. And it just feels like it's nothing, right? It's fun to have like if you want to just look at how a game is like, or if you just want footage for something. I guess that is, a utility for that. But it's really not something that I see much value in, quite honestly, because there's no me in that. That's just the game. I'm basically it's so funny to put it like that, but the whole process of putting things on this channel is basically taking the me out of the experience because I have to just take my commentary and everything and just leave the gameplay, which is everything but me in that in that experience. And that just sounds so backwards the more you think about it, because the whole process of creating something, of sharing something, is the idea that people get to see a part of you in that. And this channel was sort of in a weird way the opposite. So, you know, the more I keep realizing that, the more it dawns on me that this is like not a channel that I want to continue doing. Not only because of that, but also because it's a lot of work. Like it might not look like, but it when you like finish a stream, like you just have the whole stream on YouTube there. You can rewatch it whenever you want. But when I have this channel, I need to like re-upload that, take out, not take out, but basically like yeah, remove like segments of like moments where I just like talked for extensive periods of time, because otherwise you would just have like a still screen with nothing going on for, I don't know, 20 minutes while I was just ranting about the game. And in a format where you would only have videos of gameplay alone without commentary, if you have just nothing happening, it's kind of boring. And you especially feel that in games of the visual novel genre, such as Doki Doki and 100 Line, which I think were like the biggest ones that suffered from that on this channel, because I uploaded long plays for both. And it's really annoying to like look at that, because having to edit those empty moments from them out, and just seeing that, wow, like this would have been so much better if people just heard my reaction to them. And by the way, I didn't play like Doki Doki on the channel. Like it was something I did by myself, and I just posted it here just for the record. But either way, having to basically take out all of my moments from that and post them here just feels so empty. And you know I feel like the best way to approach it is to just, just stop doing it altogether. I feel like that's the right course of action in so many ways. And I encourage anyone has who has watched like videos on this channel, who has seen any of my long plays here, to um check out what I'm doing from now on, which is uh basically the whole reason why I'm doing this announcement in the first place. Because no, I'm not gonna stop posting stuff. I'm not gonna stop like playing games. I will never do that, or as long as I am alive. Um, I'm basically transferring all of my content to a new channel that I've been working on for almost 2 years, and it's literally the biggest project of my life. I've been pumping 3 years worth of savings into it, and I am so proud of how it's turning out. Basically, I am turning into a VTuber, which it's something that I sort of kind of fell in love into a few years back, and I wanted to, sort of dip my toes into that field as well. And I did something sort of unique with the idea of VTubing, whereas a lot of people do those short lore clips to introduce their characters. Like they just put like a lore clip on their debut. I did an entire flippin' movie for everyone to watch about my character, and it was like a 2 hour deal, and it just came out this last Wednesday, and I'm so proud of how it all ended up. And now that it's all on the table, now that the cards are on the table, I'm ready to finally debut as my character, Tav Adanair. It's still me, but also, there's like, it's me with extra steps. Trust me, it makes sense. And yeah, it's just a very exciting thing to finally get out there. And now that I have this window to share more experiences with everyone, it's very exciting to basically. Uh, my God, this is like this. This boss takes all my concentration away. Okay. But yeah, now that I have this new channel, it's gonna be so exciting to basically do all of that immersive type of streaming that I always liked doing, but with a more hands-on approach. Like, it's gonna be um such a more elaborate production that's gonna have basically everything that I love about streaming cranked up to 1,000, and that's very, very cool to just envision in my head, because you're gonna have all of that sweet commentary that I like doing, all of like the my philosophies for gaming, where like I never drop a game, I always play them through the end, and I get to play so many of the series that I've been dying to play for ages in there. So that's very, very exciting. And one of the things that I'm very grateful at, that I learned from like this long play channel, is that I take a lot of pride in like collecting little series, right? Like that sounds a little silly on the surface, but I think one of my favorite parts of YouTube in general, which is like the thing that I said lured me into the platform in the first place, all the way back, is the idea of like having those little uh I guess series on your channel. Like, you can do a bunch of, I guess, little arcs of your life, little experiences that you just split up in several parts. And I don't know, just having a bunch of that under your belt and looking back on it after the years and seeing just how much you've been through has always been like kind of magical to me. And in the long play channel, I get to feel that, but then there's like the problem where it's basically me just posting stuff without me in it that kind of bothers me. But that feeling of having a bunch of series in here is very satisfying. I cannot lie. I love that shit. And I sort of want to keep that with the VTuber channel. I want to make sure that, at the end of the day, all we're doing with those streams is like just collecting a bunch of experiences. Like, every game is gonna be like an experience that we're gonna, I guess, go through for a set period of time until we get to the end of it. It's like beginning to end. We're not gonna drop anything. We're not gonna abandon things in the middle. It's always going to be like a sort of a closed arc, which is my favorite part of it. I on that note of like loving series on YouTube, I absolutely hate when people drop games, drop series, because it just leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and uh, you know, I I'll make sure that that will never happen in the VTuber channel at all, because I do love that feeling of completion. Again, it sort of all traces back to that. So basically, I guess in a way, I can say that this channel was a very important one in the foundation of like how I want to approach my, creative process in making streams and making a like this big channel that I want to fully immerse myself into. Cause yeah, I do want to keep a little bit of that long play system in there, and I'm even gonna call the playthroughs as long plays because I feel like that's appropriate. That just makes the most sense in all like in the whole context considered. But yeah, so we are gonna still like do this series systems there. It's all gonna sort of basically be everything that's already happening here, but much more personal to me, which is I like the it's the selling point of this whole thing, because I just wanna put something out there that feels like it's coming from me to share like a proper experience, my experience with games, which is something that I absolutely adore. So yeah, it's I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to say. This channel unfortunately is gonna bite the dust for probably forever. It's very unlikely that anything new is gonna come here, and you're just gonna have to deal with that, unfortunately. But on the bright side, there will be so much more to be looking forward to in the new channel. It's gonna be so much more exciting, and I bet that anyone who watches it will immediately notice how special it is compared to this one. So I encourage anyone who enjoyed those long plays, even though they are, in my opinion, very hollow in nature. I encourage anyone who has enjoyed them to basically at least take a peek at the new stuff that I'm putting out. It's called Tavin Adonir. I have links on the description here and also on the main channel page. They're labeled as Tavin's Extended Universe. You can find the channel there. um, so you can basically check that out. And it's crazy because it's been a long journey that we've been here in Tavern Long Plays, and it was really something that I thought was gonna go for a really long time. I actually had a plan to play through 5,000 games and upload them here throughout my lifespan. I thought I was gonna be doing this forever, but I kind of will be doing this forever because I still want to try and do this 5,000 game goal. I just don't think it's realistic, but I will try for as long as I'm alive. Um, but either way, it's not going to be happening here because I will be doing that as a VTuber in a way that I get to share more of my experience with my audience, right? Because that's what I give value to. But yeah, we did 99 long plays. It all started with Mega Man 1 and finished with 100 Line Last Defense Academy as the 99th. Kind of crazy that we didn't do 100, but you know, we're going to keep going with those long plays on the VTuber channel, and I'm going to be resetting the counter. The first one is going to be Celeste, and it's going to start as the first long play, unfortunately, because I feel like it just makes sense to like not link that channel to like anything I've done here. I feel like just starting from scratch is probably a better approach from all perspectives, and yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. So I don't think I have anything else to say. Again, I'm just very thankful to everyone who like enjoyed this, and I'm sorry that I'm ending things this way, but for me, it's a very positive thing, and I hope that anyone who was a fan of this channel who like enjoyed these long plays can understand that, and hopefully look forward to whatever I have in store for you in this new endeavor of mine. So yeah, thank you so much, and I hope to catch you guys on Talvin Adner. See you later. Bye bye.